What is even up? It's your boy Crabman here with my boy Heckenstein. Welcome to the Hypnotic Hootout. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great. How about you?
Pretty good. I just quickly squeezed another nap in.
That's where you were.
Yes, because as always, my neighbors decided to drill at 9 in the morning. I don't know what they're doing. I am just at a loss. That's been going on for a year. I don't know how there's any wall left over there. It has to look like...
You have to check it.
Well, my thinking is, I like to get drunk on occasion and then shout along to loudest music until late into the night, and I figure, they don't complain, I don't complain, so...
Are we really live?
I should hope so.
Ah, okay. So it was just like buffering or something on my end? Couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I can't see it yet either, but certainly... Yeah, something's been up. I don't know if it's Twitch or if it's my connection.
Do you have like 1&1 as an internet provider?
No, I'm with... But it used to be Kabel Deutschland. What is it now? Vodafone? Whatever that fell under now. I have been kind of having trouble with internet being weirdly slow and kind of dropping out here and there. I don't know if it's because we're all at home now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a huge part of it. But I heard like people having trouble with 1&1 in particular and Discord for some reason. In the Arena Discord that was discussed.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we are like going technical here. Can you see my levels? Am I loud enough this time?
Interesting question. I can kind of see.
Yeah.
That's the thing, it looks sort of okay. Well, let me just turn it up a little bit to be safe. Because, last time we were a little bit quiet. Oh well, I guess we'll see. If anybody can hear us anyway. Because, we're totally stuck on my laptop where I kind of monitor the stream. But I guess at least people can watch the uploaded thing later or something.
Yeah. So we can see more of the stream now too. So let's just assume it works.
Yes.
I mean, especially this time we even skipped the fake start and did it only on our end. So should be all set, professional and stuff.
The fake start?
Yeah.
What's the fake start?
Now, if you restart, but you didn't click the streaming button, I guess.
Now, okay, yes.
Yeah.
That took a moment. So another week. Another hectic, stressful week.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait for this thing. I guess we can say that we're gonna have a fun little announcement next week. So by the next time we'll all meet here, we'll finally can talk about this secret project that we keep annoyingly hinting at. It was a full week of getting all of that set up, which is weirdly exhausting. It really does feel like a game release, even though all we're doing is telling people that we might make one in the future.
We have never put so much effort into actually just announcing a game. That's the first. But I'm optimistic that this will make a difference. And we're not just wasting our efforts.
Well, let's hope. That's always what I'm kind of bracing myself for. But then, you can only do your best. and hope that it's enough, right?
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. But yeah, it is kind of an interesting experience to put actual work into some marketing stuff. Really focusing your message and such. I guess we talked a bit about that last time already, but yeah, it continues to be sort of a... I guess... I don't know if I mentioned that already. I know we talked about it a bit, but this thing of, all of this stuff is so annoying to do. I just want to make games. I don't really want to, sit around and convince people to give a crap. But, once that initial hurdle is overcome, it is kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we got a marketing intern, hoping she could do everything, and then realized how much we actually know about marketing and
it's kind doing of weird.
All that stuff. Yeah. And then having to teach her all the things we learned in the last couple of years.
I guess it's always kind of the case. If you're trying to explain something to someone else, you kind of start to understand it yourself better.
Yeah.
In ways you didn't actually know that you did. So yeah, that's...
No. Yeah, we wrote a formal press release, translated it to German as well. Wrote the email, send it out with the embargo, or we will send it out. It's not sent yet. Create some screenshots and GIFs and a very cool announcement video. I'll be very, very excited to show off this thing.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah. I guess next week we can actually look at the stuff if people are interested.
We're definitely gonna look at the stuff.
Yeah.
All this work, I'm gonna celebrate it. If you care or not.
I collected lots of journalist addresses to send them to. Found a way to automate the sending process so we don't have to do it by hand like we did all these years before. And
yeah,
that's gonna be something. Exciting.
Yes, I'm also trying to not watch the announcement video obsessively. I'm kind of tempted. Yesterday I still did it because I wanted to get it done, fix the last couple of things, trim the last couple of frames of that one shot and something, whatever. And but now that it's done, I think it's kind of good. I guess that's not for me to say, but it certainly feels good. And so I'm pacing myself. So I'll watch it with everyone else next week. Maybe I think on YouTube you can set kind of a premiere type of thing. That you watch it together with people, which I guess makes more sense if you have more followers that actually people are there to watch it. But
I guess it's more than just 2-3 minutes long.
Yes, that's true.
It'll be tough to catch that the right moment.
Although I was just thinking, so we're gonna announce on Thursday, but should we do an extra stream to maybe do that? Post the announcement, watch it with people, talk about it a bit as a specialized thing, or do we just wait for the Hootout to talk about it?
I think Hootout will be fine. Sure. Be stressed out enough.
Well, I hope this thing is working because I'm seeing. If someone in the chat is watching, because I'm just seeing a dropped frames thing, and it shows me 18,000 dropped frames, which is 40% apparently. So I'm just worried that half of what we are doing here is getting lost.
Well, I just reloaded the site. It's kind of... it is loading again. Weird.
Because right now it also says that the speed is 0, and I have a little red square here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so strange. I don't know why it wouldn't work, because obviously we are talking over internet as well, and I can hear you constantly, I can see you.
Maybe it's Twitch?
Hmm?
But I mean, if I reload the site, I can see everything, so it should be fine.
And I'm just concerned over the values that I see in the studio I'm using to stream it. I guess we'll see.
Not much we can do about it anyway.
That is probably true. So, anyway, so what else besides work? What have you been up to this week? Have you played anything?
Well,
Was a kind of
I didn't play anything this week again. Probably next week will be similar. Just too much work to do, and then when I'm done, I'm just in the mood to watch something and relax. Nothing active anymore. Yeah, but I just downloaded or I bought the free copy of Borderlands on Epic.
Right
Now you can get Epic on Epic Borderlands 2 and Borderlands pre-sequel.
Nice.
Which,
I don't have the pre-sequel yet.
Isn't the pre-sequel written by...
that was 2. If you're talking about Anthony Birch.
Yeah.
And he wrote 2.
Oh, okay.
I think he left Epic. What was it? What's it called? Gearbox. Before pre-sequel, if I remember correctly, but I might not be.
I don't follow him reactive anymore. And he was kind of a thing for a while, and then he vanished.
Yeah, there was some weird stuff. But I don't know enough about to try and talk about it. But some shenanigans. I met him at GDC.
Personal stuff, right?
Actually, there were some allegations about inappropriate behavior with his employees.
Okay.
But as I said, I don't know enough about this. I just heard something in the periphery, and obviously there have been also people who just, the Gamergate people who just hate him. So I don't know if that's like an actual thing, because I didn't hear that much about it. So I'm not completely sure what's been going on. Yes, but he kind of, I don't know, he kind of disappeared from my radar completely. There was a lot going on like 10 years ago or something, when they were still doing Hey Ash, What You Playing.
Yeah.
And I still see Ashley Birch doing a lot, but I don't know what's up with
I
him.
love Hey Ash, What You Playing. That's such a great series they made.
Because it may also have been personal. I think some stuff.
Yeah, I read something rather, sounded like Gamergate talk. So
it's absolutely possible. As I said, there's just things been floating around, and
who knows.
And I met him in GDC 2018. Talked to him for a minute. He seemed a bit down also, so I don't know. I don't know how he's doing. Nice, the Borderlands collection. Cool beans.
Yeah, it's a cool game. I mean, I played just the first one.
Yeah, me too.
I think played it with my brother. It was quite a bit of fun. It's like Diablo 2.
Alright, that had that co-op mode where you could. It all sounded interesting. I've never.
Up to 4 players, yeah. Yeah, I like the concept of a looter shooter, but it got boring after a while. Never played the second one or the pre-sequel, so I don't know if the story is better, so it's more interesting now.
Well, that's what I heard, that it's the second one is supposed to be pretty good. I started playing it, but I was also It was this thing that we talked about last time about committing to these huge titles. So I just couldn't. I was interested in it. I liked the first one. I tried playing it again at some point, and it just was a bit boring then. So I guess it's not really something that I would want to replay, but on first try, it was very satisfying, the whole, the quick turnaround of everything. There's always a newer, better gun, and it kind of kept the pace up nicely. And it was a really fun thing to just blow through over a couple of days, and yeah, I'll check it out eventually. I was interested in the second. I did really love the Telltale one, the Tales from the Borderlands. That was a really cool game. Really
something
funny.
Different.
Yeah, definitely different. I just really enjoyed the story and the goofiness, and how they also play with the Telltale format within that. There's some things where you're hunted by I guess she was a bounty hunter or something, or an assassin, and you flee to a garage, and it turns out that the woman working in the garage is her girlfriend of the assassin or something, but who doesn't know that she keeps doing it, that she thought she had stopped, and so the bounty hunter or whatever is pretending like nothing's happening. You steal her special shield, and then you get the little text in the top, "She will remember that." Stuff like that. There were some very fun moments in it, where characters, also with the unreliable narrator, where one person is telling the story and suddenly, things get weird, where one person just starts talking like, "Yo, bro, you gotta check this out, bro, 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 bro," and then the other one, then it skips back to the present day and it's like, "Hey, that's not at all how I talk," and things like that. It's just, there were some really cool ideas. I really enjoyed that.
Cool stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I also let my wife play that. I didn't get all the way through, but I think she enjoyed it too. But she liked the Wolf Among Us better. And I guess me too. That was also really fun. Really fun game. But yeah, no. Yeah, no, I obviously also didn't have time to play much this week. I'm very busy with everything. So yeah, it's a bit difficult. All the news we have, we can't talk about yet.
Yeah. But I did watch The Mandalorian.
Ooh, so what did you think?
Really, really, really awesome. I enjoyed it so much. I think I like it a lot better than like all the Star Wars stuff together. I never was a huge Star Wars fan, so take that in mind. But yeah, just the atmosphere, like the storytelling, the characters, it's great. Yeah, wasn't even faced by Bill Burr. Wasn't a problem for me. I think he quite fit the role. And yeah, it was the best episode too.
Yeah, I kind of liked that the least, because it was the most unconnected to everything. That was like literally just the adventure of the week. It did not tie into anything.
It was so tense.
But yeah, I don't know, Bill Burr kind of breaks the "I'm in another world" thing for me, because he just should have like, what you doing? It's like, I don't know.
That's just that you have like your bad bunch of people around, and they are invading in your space and fucking with you. It really got me. Just that there's no escape, and you have to play nice, but also you hate them, and then you have to cooperate with them, but they are plotting against you, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, just infiltrating the prison ship kind of reminded me of Mass Effect 2 when Did you play 2? Kind of half, right?
Yeah. No, I finished 2.
Oh, okay. Were you freed Jack? That...
I think I played 2. I think I didn't play 3. The third one I didn't play. Because that's not in Steam, right?
It might not be. Yeah, I think the first two weren't. I don't know what it's like now. I don't know. I think EA started putting stuff back on Steam or something, but yeah, it used to be just the first two. But yeah, it was when that the what do you call them? Not psychic, but those with the psychic powers. That bald woman.
Mm-hmm.
When you free her, you kind of go onto a prison ship to break out and stuff. So that's
Right.
just kind of reminds me a little bit of that, even though it's not.
That was
at all.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good game. My least favorite, controversially.
I mean, not the series, I guess.
Yes. I guess people like it the most. That seems to be the general consensus. But somehow, I like the first and the third better. I mean, it's still an amazing game. Just something about it. Maybe it's the way the weapons, how they changed, how that works. That you have to collect clips and stuff. Because in the first one you have only overheating.
Right. I like the clips. It wasn't too bad. Seems like Mass Effect 3 is not on Steam, and I couldn't find any plans that they want to put it there. So.
I just, when looking, I forget what I looked up, but I just saw something about EA putting stuff back on Steam, but I don't know what that was in reference to, or even when.
Well,
if that was
hopefully they will. Maybe they put it on Epic, who knows? But I will not install Origin. That's the line I draw in the sand.
Yeah. I have it, because I do have the third Mass Effect. I kind of
good old games, maybe? Probably not.
I think they peddle that through Origin exclusively because of all the online multiplayer thing, maybe. I figured that might be the reason that they want to keep that in their own. I mean, even if it is on Steam, it runs through Origin. So I don't know how that works with GOG if they.
There's no Mass Effect game on GOG. None at all.
What I did like about the second one was the sense of urgency. How things slowly progress to the last mission when you go to the Reaper ship to get back those settlers or something. But the Mass Effect games were always really good at the sense of urgency. You know, where in Skyrim you have that huge backlog and you just run around and can do whatever, and it doesn't really matter. In Mass Effect, I always felt like when I took time to do something else, that was kind of like, but there's people waiting, kind of thing.
Yeah. Mass Effect 1, I just remember like installing it, creating my character, and the soundtrack is so great, and it puts you so much into the mood. Then reading like my character description, this grizzly guy, and then man,
I want to play those again. I think it's been long enough. So yes, have you finished The Mandalorian yet?
Yep, finished it. Loved it. Wait, did we finish it? No.
Well, it's 8 episodes. There is a big showdown.
No. Two episodes missing.
I see.
So showdown's still coming. Yeah. Last episode was the prison escape thingy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This serious thing. I was watching the Movie Bob thing about it, or I don't know if you mentioned it somewhere. That it's kind of like a very high budget Xena or something like in that vein, and that actually pretty much describes sort of the feeling I have towards like a really cool serialized adventure, like not a continuous thing like, I don't know, Sopranos or Breaking Bad or something, but more this kind of.
It's going through a lot of tropes, like Western tropes, but also like the samurai movie tropes. Which, if you don't know, I mean, I know you know, but if our listeners don't know, there has been like a huge move from that Western directors were inspired by the samurai movies, especially Akira Kurosawa stuff. So I really, really appreciate it. So, for example, There's a series, like a huge series in Japan. It's called Lone Wolf and Cub, about a samurai father whose wife has died, who travels the land, and he's like a sort of a contract killer type guy, hitman, but also bodyguard, and he travels with his son, who's a baby. So the whole Baby Yoda thing, I think, is a lot of times inspired by Lone Wolf and Cub. Especially, like, there are a couple of scenes where I'm sure I've seen them before. Then you had the Seven Samurai thingy. Remember when they had the shrimp farmers and they had to protect them?
I have not seen it.
What, 9? Right. You haven't seen the Seven Samurai?
No, you always wanted to watch it with me, but we never did.
Okay, yeah, we have to watch that. And you will see a lot of similarities to the episode of the shrimp farmers. Like, they're like complete takes and scenes that are mirrored.
Yeah, that also felt really familiar. I mean, I guess that's been kind of done 1,000 times over. What was the Sergio Leone movie that was basically a remake of Seven Samurai? Was it for Fistful of Dollars or something?
No, that was Yojimbo.
Oh, okay.
So Yojimbo, the bodyguard. It's a samurai movie which was remade by Sergio Leone into for Fistful of Dollars, yeah. And then
it's also Last Man Standing, right? With Bruce Willis.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's also Last Man Standing, and I think there's even another movie, a more recent one, but I don't remember.
But Seven Samurai was also kind of ripped off.
Yeah, that's in German it's the Glorreichen Sieben.
Oh, the Glorious Seven, I guess. So the Magnificent Seven?
The Glorious Seven, yeah, probably.
Glorious Seven. Oh, there is such a movie. That says 2019. Is that the right one? Probably not. Maybe the Magnificent Seven?
Right, that could be.
A 1960s American Western film.
Sounds about right.
Ooh, with Yul Brynner. That is Westworld, the original Westworld guy. Also haven't seen that. But I feel like I've seen something that was basically Seven Samurai when I read up on it. Well, I guess that's one of those things that just gets remade over and over.
Yeah. Just a cool setup.
Yeah, I guess the whole, kind of morally ambiguous loner going through the lands type stuff is kind of alluring to both westerns and everything. That's exactly what the Mandalorian is. The whole thing is like.
Yeah. Could be Clint Eastwood under that helmet.
Yep, man of few words, of course. Very serious.
That is the way.
Getting in over his head. Getting more than he bargained for.
Yes. Not over his head, but more than he bargained for.
Yeah. Yes. I enjoyed it. As I said last time, I love the theme. That just hits the spot.
I think yesterday I just listened to the 1 hour loop while walking. It's so great. But it's like in my mind now forever. Just I wake up in the morning like and it's also when I try to sleep at night, it's also playing in the background. Didn't realize it. Put it on hold. Not react. No. Such a great theme. Such a great theme.
Yeah. Good music.
And it's really on the same level like the what's it? Who made the Sergio Leone stuff?
Ennio Morricone.
Ennio Morricone, right? And Ennio Morricone was also no, I mean Sergio Leone was the guy who played the soundtrack on set, so the people could react to it and play. I think I read that somewhere or watched a movie, a YouTube video about it. Pretty sure.
Very possible. I'm not sure. Yes, cool stuff. I also watched a bit of Star Wars this week. I rewatched The Last Jedi, which I actually really love. When I saw it in the cinema, I was like, wow, that was awesome, but not perfect. But now I can't tell anymore what I thought wasn't perfect. It's just a great movie. I don't know. Maybe it was the unexpected turns it takes here and there, and sort of how it messes with you, which I so enjoy. Like that whole how do you call that? Well, it kind of plays with this trope of like the incompetent leader not listening to the obvious cool guy who knows exactly what needs to be done and needs to go rogue and everything. And I was totally got me, when they have the reveal of no, there was an actual good plan the entire time that they messed kind of up with their shenanigans, because there's really no reason for a commander to talk to someone who was just demoted for his reckless behavior about their plans, and he just assumes that it's gonna be stupid and charges off, and when there was the explanation, I was also like, oh wow, I was totally with him and totally like, ugh, why doesn't she just listen?
Because that's the way these movies play out, right? He will be right at the end, and then the movie pulls the rug out under you.
That was pretty good. There was a couple of those moments where it just kind of turns around and goes just in a new direction somehow, which is
so refreshing. Love that.
Very, very good.
Especially, I mean, if you're like a movie buff like we are, that's just like.
Yeah, you see all this
like
stuff
you're
so
a kid
often.
Again. Yeah.
And that's also something really interesting that who was it that said that? Maybe Movie Bob? Maybe it was Folding Ideas or Jenny Nichols. That's the people I watch most for this kind of stuff. Who said that because all the people, wanted Rey to be related to someone, which in my head canon she still isn't. I reject that whole Palpatine nonsense. The third part does not exist in my universe.
Wait, is she really related?
Yeah, she's a Palpatine.
Yeah, she's a Palpatine, but she's not related to Skywalker.
No. But it was.
Spoilers? Oh, sorry.
Who cares? That movie sucks.
It's really it's crazy. I mean, I really get I get overwhelmed by movies like that, which are like flashy and cool, and I love the movie, and then I think it's a good movie, and I rewatch it, and then I realize it's bad. This movie was so bad, I realized it right away.
So for me, the story ends after the second one, and so the whole thing with Rey not being related to anyone, that the parents don't matter and everything, that is such a good twist. And I think it was Movie Bob who said that all those fans, being outraged over that and saying she needs to be related to someone, that's basically the movie pulled off what the second part of the original trilogy pulled off back then, where it was a twist that they were related. And now it's the only subversive twist you can do in a universe where it's expected everyone is related, is to say, actually, you're not. So that's like, it has kind of turned around. That's something that I find very interesting. That I know back then it was not expected that anybody would be related to anyone. So Luke being Vader's son, that was like, what? But now after decades of just basically watching a family home video, to say, actually, you're not anyone. That's the only way to do a twist. Otherwise, it's not a twist. Otherwise, it's just doing exactly what all the other movies have made. And so that's pretty cool.
And it gets away from this weird Jedi Übermensch tune where you have the right genes and yeah.
Yes, you have the lineage, the royal lineage of space Jesuses.
Yeah, that's just such bullshit. I mean, it could be in fiction, who knows, but the message it delivers to people watching is just bad. So I really like that as well.
Yeah, and it was so nice how the film ended with the kid doing a little bit of getting the broom with Jedi Force and looking out into the sun, and it's like everybody can be special. And then the next movie is that actually, no, you have to be related to someone.
Not you have to be, but she is. I actually just watched before we started streaming. I watched Jenny Nichols. Oh no, The Rise of Skywalker was bad.
Yeah. Is that her name or is it Jenny Nicholson?
What?
I think I meant
Jenny Nicholson, yeah.
Right, Nicholson. Not too confused with Mike Nichols.
Rise of Skywalker was real bad.
I'll never be happy again. I love that thumbnail.
Yeah.
And that is such a fun channel. It's so weird because it's so low key, just the person sitting in her bedroom talking, and it's so funny. I'm still laughing. I don't know if you watched where this one writer wrote a treatment or how he would write the third movie. Not the Trevorrow script, the one before that. And it has a line in it. It featured clones. It was before the movie came out. Basically, a writer of the books or some of the Extended Universe books saying this is how I would finish the movie, and it was weird. There were a lot of Snoke clones and everything, and there would be lightsaber battles. And at one point, he writes that Rey is swirling around with her lightsaber, a veritable dervish. And that weird phrasing, she repeats it sometimes in her videos. She hits upon something, a veritable dervish. And it's like an earworm I have of just that line. It cracks me up so much. That's such funny language. But yes, she has such a fun deadpan art to talk about these things.
It's true.
Good stuff. Yes, Rian Johnson, he seems to be pretty good at all this stuff. I also enjoyed Looper a lot, and Knives Out is such a pleasant movie. I always forget to recommend it to people because it's kind of low-key, but I could watch that all the time.
Yeah,
I kind of have. I've probably seen it 10 times already, and it's something I can just throw on, to just have running in the background. Something nice, pleasant on the side.
I watched that with my flatmates on a big screen, or on a beamer.
Mm.
And they knew nothing about it. I just could sit there and watch them, and they were in the middle of it, oh no. I mean, there's one scene, one in between where they have the car chase, and it's already revealed. Parts are already revealed. That is a bit of a why is this movie still going? And then, man, no spoilers for this one. If you haven't watched it, go watch Knives Out.
Keeps turning a bit. Huh?
It's a great movie. It's such a great ride. It's so understated, but exciting at the same time somehow.
And Daniel Craig is really good. I don't know, many years that he just annoyed me for some reason, but he's excellent. I like him when he does the southern accent. What was that other one? That heist thing with Channing Tatum? Lucky
number 11?
No, a recent one. Wait. Logan Lucky Logan?
Ah, yes. Right.
Logan Lucky, yes.
No, Lucky Logan.
No, just Google it's Logan Lucky.
Oh. That was an okay movie. But
It was okay. It was not as good as I hoped while I was watching it. But it was
me too.
all right. Still fun. And of course, he's fun. I know maybe it was because I just didn't like a lot of the James Bond movies he did. Casino Royale was good, but the rest sucked. I really did not care for Skyfall. Terrible.
I'm not sure if I even watched it. I mean, I was never really into. I had like a little bit of a James Bond phase, I guess, when I was a kid. But like most James Bond movies aren't exactly great, I'd say.
Oh, they're awful. I know. Film Crit Hulk once did a series of like writing an essay about every single movie, rewatching it and writing about every one, and so I watched them all, to kind of follow along. And holy shit, they are so terrible. And most disappointingly, like Goldfinger used to be one of my favorites. Right? It was Sean Connery back in the day, obviously one of the best thieves.
Goldfinger.
Oh, so good. And there I actually do really enjoy the, what was it, Propeller Heads remix?
Yes, that's awesome.
That's really good. Tessellate, not good. I don't even know what's wrong with you. What are you talking about? It's nowhere near as good as the original.
I love how we are on the same track for so long and then we go into different directions on stuff like that.
I mean, I can see why you like it, but there's no way that's better than the original. It's like...
Yeah, my girlfriend did scold me as well. She said, like, okay, that's a good track, but they are separate tracks. You can't really compare them, and the original is better. I just disagree.
But yeah, because it was so cool, the whole... I don't know, I love the gadgets of it. It just felt like a really cool movie, and I've watched it many, many times, even, not that many years ago was okay, I guess now it's 10 years ago when I last enjoyed it, but like well into my 20s. So I was really surprised to find how incredibly rapey that movie is.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like
blatantly so. Like really actively, she pushes him away and he's forces himself, like, and I have to watch it for the 200th time to be like, oh, well, that's not okay. I did not notice before that. It's crazy how normalized it is.
That's how they made love back in the day.
That's literally how it looks. It's like, yes, of course she wants it. That's how the movie treats it. And so I never noticed. And now I hate all the Sean Connery ones. There's also that incredibly racist one where he is suddenly in yellowface. And terrible one at that. Like he just has like a black hair and is made a bit darker and he squints the entire time. And somehow nobody there in Japan realizes that he's not Japanese, and it's just...
How could you?
Wow, it's so bad. Oh wait, there's one other one from the olden days that I enjoyed with that one James Bond that never played a second movie. It like feels like not part of the series really. It's also with a different Blomfeld or whatever his name was, and it's in the... I think it's His Majesty's Service or something. On His Majesty's Service. That was really good.
Ah, right, yeah.
But after that, I think the first one I enjoyed was GoldenEye, and maybe Tomorrow Never Dies. I get confused with the Pierce Brosnan ones. Let me look at that. Tomorrow Never Dies. Is that the... Yes, that was also really good. And then Casino Royale. That was actually awesome. I also liked the follow-up one, which is kind of just like the end of Casino Royale, where they just kind of hunt down the guy who's responsible for his friend dying in the elevator there. So that's more like an addendum, I guess, than a proper movie. But then, I don't know, Skyfall was so awful. That was basically the Star Wars 7 of the James Bond franchise. Just, look, that car from GoldenEye, and look, this thing from there, and oh, do you remember this, and you remember that? And there's no real story, and Javier Bardem looks stupid, and this plan doesn't make any sense, and there's so many missed opportunities. I don't know. Bad. And the last one I didn't even try and watch. Just Yeah, so I didn't like Daniel Craig for a while, but I was wrong. He's great. He's even good in the terrible remake of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Is it a terrible remake? I watched that just a couple weeks ago, maybe. Thought it was good.
I just hate it because it's so
expected more.
blatantly worse than the original. Have you seen the original?
No,
The
I
Swedish
didn't.
one?
No.
And then that's the thing. It's like a really, really, really awesome movie made into an okayish Fincher one. And
But I heard like that there are different opinions about that.
I'm sure there are. People like to be wrong all the time. I basically, it also annoys me just the whole intent of the film, because Fincher said that he wanted to do the big, I guess everyone knows that it's gonna happen, the big rape scene. Basically, he thought was not well enough done, so he wanted to remake the movie for that one scene. And I feel like first of all, that's a stupid reason to make a movie, kind of offensive. And then he didn't even do it very well. I don't think that was very, very well done. Oh, hey, Windowsill's back. Hello, how are you? We are having troubles with our stream, so that's how we are.
Well, it works now. So.
I still see the numbers go down. There's still like 15% dropped frames. There's a lot of red blinking that I see here. I'm very interested to see how it looks when I just downloaded it off Twitch to stitch it together. If we basically lost all the material that didn't transfer or something, that would kind of suck.
Then it's a lost episode. It's not too bad. It's not like we're doing something that has to be recorded for posterior.
It's true. We're just hanging out.
Exactly.
But the one thing.
Oh, sorry. You wanna?
Oh, I just wanted to finish that thought. But were you going into a different topic, or just okay?
Yeah,
and just to quickly finish, the one thing I did think was better was Daniel Craig. Because I like the guy who plays in the original just fine, but he's a bit boring. While I found Daniel Craig really kind of engaging as the journalist. So that was the part I enjoyed, but I hated her. I think she's a terrible actress. I think the whole design of her look was awful.
I think your sister said that, and I fell into the same trap, and then I remembered it after the fact. At first, I thought that she was the daughter they are looking for.
Oh, really?
She has just the same face. and the daughter is gifted and all the things, and then you see the hacker girl doing her thing, and I'm like, it's the same person. So when will this be resolved? How will this be resolved? And then I was very confused for half of the movie before I realized that obviously she has to be much older. And I thought for a while maybe she's the daughter. Then
I see.
Weird. But then after the movie I was just like so confused, and then I remembered that your sister was telling me just that. I think, at least I'm imagining things.
I know the original is great. Like if you or someone out there doesn't mind subtitles, it's a really good movie. It's obviously very upsetting because that whole business it hurts like so much more in that movie. Like that's a genuinely upsetting thing there. While in Fincher's movie, it's just like your regular whatever
movie rape.
Yeah, it's just a typical. It just is so typical, and it's with the originals with Noomi Rapace. Okay. She's in a lot of things now. She rose to Hollywood fame after that one, and she's very, very good. Very, very good. And there's two more, so it's that are not. They're a little bit more tedious. But it's in general just a depressing story. So it's. But it has some very, very interesting places it goes. Yeah.
Well, on the topic of rapey movies, old rapey movies, and Star Wars, have you watched the Pop Culture Detective on Harrison Ford's weird rapey vibes in most of his movies.
I have not, but I can totally imagine that because
Yeah.
yes, I am. Yes.
Han Solo and Leia have the same dynamic in the what's that? Which Star Wars movie? Anyway, you know the one. Yeah, she pushes him away, says no, and he's just like, you know, you like it, and kisses her without consent and all that stuff, and then yeah, she falls in love, as women usually do, at least back in the day. Now they can vote and have the right
Drive.
not to accept this and
Own a
call the
credit
cops
card.
on you. Pain.
Yeah.
No, really.
Indiana
and
Jones too.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where I was trying to go. And yeah, Jones is the same thing. I love the movies, but if you just rewatch them today, you realize that, yeah, what they call romance, we call rape today.
Yes.
Or sexual assault, at least.
Yeah.
But that's
I guess it's assault.
But on the topic, sorry for taking taking this again to the problem topics.
Go for it.
You know the weird Christmas song that was also like in the news a couple years or last year for being so rapey, where she's always I have to go home, and he's like, oh, stay. And yeah, I told my parents I'd be home. They'll understand.
No.
No, it's cold outside. That's the name of the song. You can just look at the lyrics. So at first I was like, obviously that's not okay, and then I heard that this song is actually not rapey at all. I guess it's still a bit rapey, but the problem is that women back then were told that they can't be easy and they can't consent, basically. So she doesn't have the capacity to consent, and men were supposed to ignore the consent because that's what she says, because that's the only thing she can say to stay like the nice
So she has to lie. She really wants it, but she has to lie to keep up her proper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably even she isn't allowed to even enjoy it, but she has to be just taken by force because that's how a proper woman is. She doesn't want to have anything sexual at all, even if she loves you. So I think that's where like all not only the song but all those old movies take their inspiration, to call it that. That's why they frame it like this, because that's kind of still in the spirit. It's not that it's not wrong. Don't. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just like an explanation why this was so widely used, and nobody really bat an eye back then.
Sure.
Which I mean makes sense. Who knows? For me.
Well, sure. If the whole culture tells you that it's women shouldn't, can't, doesn't matter if they consent, then I guess the culture is gonna act like that.
No,
as long as we agree that it's not good.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is it's twofold. Not only is it like that, it's also that the woman isn't allowed to consent, or she's a whore.
Yes, so that's obviously a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Just making sure. A couple of those old Christmas songs, like Jingle Bells, is apparently based coming out of minstrel shows. There's all kinds of weird history with old songs. Like I wasn't also not aware of this. I only found that out like a couple weeks actually ago. I think that was a month or two ago that I read up on Jingle Bells and the history, and that it was has racist origins. Interesting. They've cut out a couple of the verses that make it a bit weird. It's basically making fun of black people enjoying white activities, i.e. riding sleighs, because that was a craze in the, what was it, in the 1850s or something? Maybe. And yeah, I don't know. Old stuff, it's dangerous.
But it shows us to spin it positively how far we have come.
Oh, sure. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. Everything's terrible. We have again the situation with another black man having been needlessly murdered by a police officer.
Let's not go into this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have, or like, I'm at no position to talk about it. I don't have anything useful to say. Just
watch the movie. It's so get really sick. I mean, it's just sickening.
Yeah, it is.
There's no other word for it. Racist and sickening. I'm not even sure if it's racist, but it probably is. But it's just sickening.
Absolutely. I mean, if you have to kneel on the neck of a handcuffed man while people around you are begging you to get off, he's telling you I can't breathe and stuff, then I don't know why you're doing that. I don't see you doing that to white people. I'm not sure if there's a single example that I can think of where that happened to a white person. So yes, this week has been full of this stuff. There was also this woman who, when asked to leash her dog, called the police on a black man, like actually telling them this black man. She told him first, I'm going to call the police and tell them you're threatening me. Because he said, please leash your dog in this park where you have to leash your dog. And then she called the police and pretended that she was being attacked. And so it's been a week. I guess a regular week, but yes.
It's the USA for you, man.
That's probably where we hear it from. But yes, no, as I said, there's not much really that we can really say about that. It's just all around a bit depressing, which it always is.
Let's take a sharp turn here.
Yes.
Turn the conversation to something a bit more positive. Did you know that our beloved watcher Vendesil is also streaming regularly?
Oh, tell me more.
Well, if you are German, if you understand German, just watch his streams. Vendesil. He's also often on the cool Spielgefährten stream by Red King something. Wait, let me just watch the Red King Slayer. Yeah, they basically do this more or less the same thing we do, just talking, but they play game. While Wendesil is inviting game dev people, playing games and talking about the design, which is pretty cool. And another cool stream I found from German indie dev people is called Indie Strolche. And yeah, they're just like a very silly collective of indie game devs in Germany, loosely connected to the indie arena booth. They have Discord as well, where they greet each other each morning and say good night, and then they have like the silliest streams you can imagine. Very, very weird, but a lot of fun, yeah. And cool guys there as well. People we know, people we know, like are in the vicinity of people we know, and just found out this week that they even exist and make regular videos. Weird and interesting and cool. We are just so not connected in the German indie scene. It's crazy.
Yes, and we're also so new to Twitch. We don't even know what's going on. We're just stumbling through this thing, hoping
lagging
for the best. Yes, lagging terribly. This is really a little
screwing up each start of each food art.
Well, once or twice, I think it has worked. I think 2 out of 5 times we had a solid start. So that's nice. Just these new connection issues. Ah well, what can you do? Hopefully next time will be better. Yeah. So yes.
Do you want to take a look at my game?
Yes, I do. I do. So let's see. I'm gonna.
Yeah. So I've worked on. It's one of the prototypes I found. Like I made ages ago. Really ages ago. I animated the stuff in Unity without using Do Tween. Did it in the update myself. Crazy. The code was where it's just like 4 files and everything was in them. So I just scrapped everything and rewrote it from scratch. Now it's a bit better than it used to be.
There we go.
I think you have to. I'm seeing a lot of that, and yeah. Basically, my thought was, because I've seen a combination of Minesweeper and the dungeon crawler that is just linear generated, and I thought like maybe there's something else I could do it with, and then I thought of Match 2, like basic memory. You don't see the cards? There are the cards. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm lagging a bit behind watching.
Yeah, no, especially with the latency now, you're gonna be a little bit. It's gonna take some time.
So I'm not really seeing what Hannes does there, but yeah. So basically, my idea was, how can I combine Match 2 or a memory game with a static dungeon crawler? And the solution I came up with is that you're just walking from left to right. You have your health and your character, and so weird resolution problems. Then when it's your turn, you get to reveal 2 cards. If they are the same, you attack using the skill you just revealed, and you can reveal the next 2 cards. If ever you fail, the enemy characters attack. And then you just continue. At the moment, like, different skills don't make a huge difference. I also wanted to make like different character classes, like with special skills. For example, the archer you're playing now should actually be able to like make an attack before they arrive. So you get to reveal 2 cards before they can attack.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do a mage who will each round see 3 random cards to make it a little bit easier, and a knight who can block. Yeah. And then obviously, if you level up, you can decide what kind of skills you want to learn. So it becomes more engaging. You can build it's more like it has a bit of a, what's that called? A deck building game in it as well.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's just like the most basic prototype I could come up with in the shortest amount of time I could, because I should be working on something else. So this was just like the work of one weekend. I have a playable game now. And as soon as I get more time to work on weekends again, or if we are through with the current, I think I'll put some time in and add a few more things and put it on itch. Because I still think there is something. I know there are people who like Match 2 games. I personally don't. So I will look into making it interesting for people like me as well.
My trouble is I immediately forget what I looked at as soon as it turns around again.
Yeah, me too. If you're playing it in the editor, you can just go in the scene view and look at the cards from the other side. That's how I test it.
but it's good, I think. And I was thinking, they all look pretty similar, so it's...
Yeah, that's a problem as well. They are not very interesting looking as well.
But I feel like that's a good thing, then it's not so easy.
Yeah, but then they should be powerful. Like if it's harder to match them, they should be more powerful. Then I thought like I would add potions as well. That you have like a way to get health back, obviously, and then like different effects, like freezing an enemy or looking at a card for free, having an attack for free, something like that. So you have more actual strategy, not just luck.
Yeah, getting to 3 goblins, I'm not sure how to beat them. You have to be lucky, I guess.
If you can get, I think it's hard. I mean, in theory, it should be possible, but after the 3 goblins, there's nothing else.
Oh, okay.
I just put in 1 goblin, 2 goblins, 3 goblins, and then I stopped doing the level. But I have enough material and characters, obviously, and the sound effects are from the wizard, so that's pretty cool as well. I have enough to do at least like 4 or 5 different levels with different backgrounds as well. So there's quite a few things I can still add and make it cool. Yeah, I also think there's something to it. The concept has potential, even though it probably won't be like too big. But maybe as a mobile game, just to waste time, do a dungeon. I think it could work. But yeah,
maybe if there was a way to like regain health somehow, that would be helpful.
Obviously that has to be implemented. I mean, I also thought about like adding skills so you can heal yourself. Then you can decide, am I putting in a lot of skills to heal yourself, or am I more going offense, or like different effects on the characters would be great as well, like freezing a character, an enemy, I mean, now, or dealing damage over time. But the problem is you don't have too much say in when a skill is used. I mean, even if you have like, for example, you have full health. Now you reveal the card where you can heal yourself, and then a couple of turns later you reveal another card for healing yourself. But if you're at full health, you don't want to use it right now. But you already revealed one part of the card. So it's always more beneficial to reveal and match them, because then you get to do another reveal action without the enemy attacking. So there is no reason not to reveal cards. So this is just not a strategy you can use, and that makes it really luck based, unfortunately.
Oh, I think I broke it now. So I kept clicking after I died, and now I have 2 sets of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't actually see what it... Yes, it's...
Match 2 dungeons, I called it. But I think I will rename it to Match 2 Crawl, because it has like... It's kind of a word pun. It's a match to crawl, but you also match to crawl.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway. Fun little prototype. Lots more stuff I'd like to do, but probably not a really good game.
And you say memory is a trademark thing?
Yeah, memory is trademarked, so you can't use that.
How can a word be trademarked? Like, aren't there many games that have memory in the title? Memories of murder and stuff like that?
Interesting. I guess they can't really go after it, but if you just call it memory and you have the memory game concept as well, then they can make a case for it.
Well, I don't agree with that at all. Mm-mm.
I guess Memory Crawl could be a great name as well.
There's probably something that can be done with that.
Sorry?
Oh, I was just musing. There's probably something that could be done with the word memory. Something.
Mem-o-re. No.
No, I was just thinking if there's a very famous title. I mean, Memory of Murder is a famous film, I think. So I think along the lines of Memories of Dungeons or something. But that doesn't sound cool. So I don't know. Nice. Neat little game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. We don't have a series of games to show because we finished our 3 games a week itch series that you can still check out. Just go to hypnoticowl.itch.io and play a ton of games for free. 30 to be exact.
Especially the Wizard has found a lot of people who love it.
Yes, that kind of blew up a little bit, which is very nice. Maybe we should start it with that, because now we have a lot of people following us, and it's now that we start posting the literally last game. I mean, there's gonna be more, but just that was a bit amusing. It's literally the last one we posted over the last 2 months that suddenly got a lot of attention. And it's just a cool game. People seem to like it. Yeah. I like it. I played it on Master yesterday because I don't know, why did I do that? I don't remember, but sometimes I'm tempted, and it's mean because I've never really played on Master. It's that thing of that the first playthrough of a game is canon to me, and I want to re-experience that. I don't want a new experience. I don't know what to do with that, so I don't do it a lot. And yes, I really agree with the whole checkpoint demands.
Yeah.
It's the crypt that tripped me up, the necromancer. Because every time I come to the necromancer, I can't deal with the rest of them. It just takes some time. But the necromancer is mean. Because if you try to make it through that, and you take too long, he just throws another skeleton at you, and it conjures up a new enemy to deal with, which is definitely a death sentence. So. Yeah. And I wanted to actually get the XP. I would have been able, I think, to just run past him, but I wanted to clear everything. So that was difficult, because that was the thing where I had to figure out the exact placement, basically the puzzle, and then so I would have liked to have that checkpoint after I cleared all the other rooms, so that I can only do this and try and figure out how to do that. So. Yeah, I certainly understand why some people get frustrated with the having to start over, because it takes some time to get there, and then But yes, it's still cool.
You know, if it was easily done, then I would have implemented checkpoints or an undo button long time ago. But it's just there isn't really an easy way, unfortunately.
Sure.
So what can you do?
And it's still, that is the master mode, right? You shouldn't play master if you're not willing to master
Obviously,
it.
But even then, even if you play it on easy, Necromancer is quite an obstacle, because you can just spawn one skeleton after another. I think he takes 3 or 4 turns until he spawns the next one. But he will just spawn, and he will spam skeletons at you if you take too long.
I always feel on Adept. I always play on Adept. That was a weird mixture. And I never have trouble with that level at all. I can breeze through that easy. The Necromancer is not that hard, but he is hard on Master. I guess because I haven't figured out how to do it, and I hope I remember for next time.
Well, you can get through. I did it. A couple people did it as well.
No, sure, I managed. The very last level is also finally hard, because it isn't that hard on Adept.
Yeah.
You can kind of breeze through, but on Master it is a bit difficult. Though I noticed, I think, a little bug, because newly spawned creatures, like if you were detected by thingies, right, and you go invisible and run away and hide, so they don't see you, but the thing that spawns new creatures, those creatures, they come for you, like they remember where you are somehow. Like the scorpions, like when he kept like spawning scorpions while I was running out of view, and the scorpions came for me, the new one, even though I was out of view. So that's weird.
Oh.
I mean, 6 years later, I guess it doesn't matter now.
I mean, that's definitely one of the games. There's so much I'd love to do better, or to improve. So.
Yeah, but people seem to like it. That's nice. Good stuff. Yeah, just I think I sent that to you. I wasn't even aware that there was an itch app. Like I've heard it, but I didn't know that they could download like browser-only games. That's where all the downloads come from. I was always confused, like how are people downloading this? Because I see the numbers in our...
That's how that works.
Yes, and that's but because we have a site lock, because it was stolen a bunch to the server where it's embedded from. It doesn't work. They get an error on if they launch it from the app. So we'll just have to add a site lock for, I think it's game.itch. It's the server there instead of the so just so they can play it too. I mean, it's always just like a few people. Like there's like maybe 30 people who try to download it, but I guess it would be nice if they can play it too.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, is that it for the week?
Yeah, I feel so. Since we can't really talk about most of the things we've done this week.
Yeah.
Next week we'll finally
next week will surely be half an hour longer to make up for it.
Indeed. That should be fun. Hopefully the connection will be better then.
Yeah. I mean, we are planning to invite our marketing intern as well.
Yes. So that'll be interesting to see how that works.
Yeah.
I guess we have to figure out how to... I guess we'll just put her in the middle, make us a bit thinner and...
But yeah, do join us next week, because we will have not only an awesome, cool, great announcement for you guys, we will also go through all the marketing efforts and all the stuff we have done to get to the point to be announcing anything.
Yes.
And this has been the greatest announcement marketing thing we have ever done. So yeah, if you're a game dev or aspiring game dev, this will be most interest. If you're just a fan of indie games, you might quite enjoy the look behind the curtain and how much work just telling people that your game is out or is coming turns out to be.
And then we'll keep you updated how well it actually worked.
Yeah.
So yes, so the next from now on the Hootout should be quite fun and informative.
Yes. Because we can finally
in
talk
contrast
openly about
to
we are
the
what we are
episodes so
talking
far.
about. Yeah.
All right
So-
then.
Join us, follow us on Twitch, on Spotify. You can follow us as well. You can find us on Twitter, for example, at Hypnotic UG. You can find me there at J Hackenstein. You can find Crabman as at L Crabman.
El Crabman. Yes, just look on hypnoticowl.com. There's a bunch of links in the top.
Yes.
corner.
Or you just, if you're on Twitch, you can just scroll down. There we have all the
Indeed.
necessary links in there.
even on YouTube, if you go to our channel, we have all social links, or like a bunch of social links there.
Cool.
So,
thanks for watching, listening.
yes, thanks for sticking through it with us, and we'll see you
next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.